can find something.
Okay, we're live with another Cartridge Club Hangout, starting a bit late again. Anyway, I'm here with Yoshi and Cody. How's it going, guys?
Oh, good. You know,
Hello.
late as always.
Yep. So I get for waiting for people to join first.
I mean, we could start earlier, but I'm pretty sure me and FitNat would just bore you with anime or technical music talk or other crap no one else here cares about.
Yeah, and then we'd run out of shit to say and just be silent.
or do other things.
Yeah. Anyway, how's your week been, guys?
It was good. Because, let's see, had a long weekend.
Nice.
Bought a bunch of stuff.
Hey, Jared in the chat.
Oh, man. He's probably going to yell at me again. And I can't see him, so...
He's not in the call, that's why.
No. I mean, I can't see his chat.
Oh, okay. Sounds like a you problem.
Sounds like an I'm not bothering with YouTube problem.
Yeah.
Hi, kitty. Come here, kitty. No. Stop, kitty.
Oh, kitty!
Unamused cat.
Angry kitty.
That poor barn cat.
Poor cat. She's a happy kitty. Most of the time.
Yeah, I haven't up to a whole heck of a lot.
No, don't go that way.
I haven't either. Just still studying for my course. Got a few more weeks.
Hey, man. It could be worse. You could be solving differential equations.
I don't know, dude. I mean, it scares me because it's like if I screw up on something, they'll just shut the test off, and like you only get so many chances to take it. So
yeah,
it's not like I get to like have a cumulative of like 4 tests or something like that. It's like if when I go test, I have to pass it. Otherwise, you get 2 retries. You get 2 retries, but I don't think they tell you what you got wrong. So
hey, man.
You go back in there having to still think, okay, what the hell?
I mean, it's an EMT course, right? You don't really get that many retries on the job.
Yep.
Hey, let's also be fair. In college, it gives you no retries. Most professors will give you a test, and whoever you do is how you did. So if you got a fucking big fat F on your paper, ha 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 ha. Or if you decided, like, oh, I'm just going to copy the code that my friends made. Yeah, I know it's got problems, but I'm just going to copy their code and turn that in for my homework assignment.
So, ha ha, ha ha ha, ha 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 ha, right?
Didn't you say there wouldn't be school stuff this week?
Started it. Cody started it.
No way, amateur. It says no way, amateur about school. No way, amateur.
Take your word for it. Can't read a damn thing on that.
FitNat,
kitty?
Are you being crazy today? Don't count on it.
Oh, it's one of those damn things. No matter what you do, it's going to give you some nondescript answer.
Yeah, pretty chill.
Will we get more people in the Hangout tonight? Select this.
I can't read a damn thing on there.
I can't either. You're just going to have to read it to us.
Oh, come on. Seriously?
Dude.
Oh, shit. Yeah, you can't. Damn it. Concentrate. Let's go.
Okay, that's definitely Mario themed.
Yeah, let's go.
You don't say. What gave you that idea?
I don't know.
Ask a bro again.
He seems very amused by his silly toys.
Ask a bro again. Wowza, out to look good. Wowzer, out look good. That's what it is. Not. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, Mario time.
Oh yeah.
Okie dokie.
Oh no.
It has okie dokie. Yeah, of course. It has that there too. Damn, how many is there? How many responses is that? I think that's probably all. No? All right, let's see.
Let's see if anyone actually ends up joining this thing.
Signs point to yes. So there's a lot of responses. It's a certain.
Yeah.
Jeez, there's a lot more. Concentrate,
Yeah.
let's go.
Yeah, so many responses,
That's
which
enough.
is why you're getting repeats already.
It's a certain. That one's a repeat.
Yep.
Ask a bro again. Concentrate. So what's up, man? Did you guys get anything good?
Yeah, I got
Yes.
some decent stuff. And so did Yoshi, but we're not doing pickups yet.
As I see it, tough luck.
Hold up. Hold up. My computer's lagging.
What's happening?
Said his
Okay.
computer's lagging on him.
Yes, I was trying to open the YouTube and my computer's like, I don't wanna. Too much memory. I have none.
Cody, you getting Resident Evil 2 next week?
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm gonna definitely pick that up.
What
I
about
don't
Kingdom
know. I
Hearts?
mean,
Oh no,
Seventy-
I brought up Kingdom Hearts when Yoshi's here. That was a mistake.
Melinda's gonna get that.
Kingdom Farts. It's
Linda's
okay.
gonna
I won't
get
go any
Kingdom
farther than
Hearts.
Kingdom Farts.
Fair enough. I'm not picking up either, just because my interest in them right now is not very high.
In what? Kingdom Hearts
Or Resident Evil. They
Really?
both look very good. It's just I'm not going to get to them anytime soon.
Well,
I almost thought about, I started thinking about it, and it's like, Resident Evil 2 is probably going to be one of those games that's going to be marked down pretty quick because of the fact of it'll sell copies initially, and then after that, I mean, who's going to pick it up really, So I was thinking maybe I'll wait till it gets cheaper, but then again, I was like, I don't know. I mean, I want to play it.
Yeah.
But I also got Onimusha. I just got that today, and I almost wanted to play that tonight. But
Well, technically, I got that last week, so yeah.
Yeah, I want to play that.
oh, they re-released that, did they?
Yep. I didn't really need to get the remake, but I want to support it so they make more. So
It looks. I doing a comparison between the 4:3 and 16:9. I mean, there's not a huge difference, so you might as well just play it in 4:3.
Yeah, but it's not stretched out. It's just a wider view. So.
But I think
it looks good.
Yeah, I mean, even with the 16:9, it looks good.
Yeah. I like that they added the analog control, but they also left it tank controls if you want to use the D-pad.
Yeah. Yeah, I got on just to the first, right when you walk in the door.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy's there with the spear and the other ninja chick goes the other way.
Mm-hmm.
I did that sequence up to Princess Yuki when you get the armlet, just to see how it looked and stuff. And I mean, dude, I remember that as a PS2 game being quick and responsive. That's what I think I liked about it too.
Mm-hmm.
For the time, is the first time I played that, how responsive that game was. But with the ninja sword action, so.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's very methodical, but in a good way.
So
I was expecting to be able to kind of dash side to side though for some reason. While
you
you're
can
blocking,
do that. You can.
I mean, back and forth you can, but not so much with the side to side. But I didn't play it for very long. I played until you get like the first sword power up. And you have that bridge.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought that
with the rolling enemies.
I mean, I know there's a point you can lock on the enemy and circle them too. I think.
Is that in the first one or one of the sequels?
The first one.
Okay.
I thought you could lock onto the target, or it was like the nearest target you'd lock on, and then you do the strafing back and forth.
Yeah, you
like
do, but it's like an
the
auto lock
strafing
on.
stuff.
It just locks on to whichever enemy is closest when you start blocking.
I'll have to look at that. I couldn't remember if there was a setting to switch. Maybe I'm thinking like Devil May Cry or something. I don't know.
Maybe. Which did get inspired by this game. In the juggle combat was inspired by a glitch in Onimusha where you could juggle an enemy. Or at least initially, that's what I heard anyway.
So I wonder what old Eric's been up to lately.
Well, releasing a new in the Q-Dog house today, obviously.
Well, other than that, I mean, I don't know. I'm just kind of getting worried about Q-Dog. I haven't seen him around much.
Well, the Hangouts are only once a week, so...
Well, we need to do Hangouts 5 times a week, so... Just kidding. Sorry, I gotta organize some shit here. Stuff here. Binka, binka, binka. Oh, dude, I got a lot of pickups.
Aside from Onimusha, I've got precisely 3. And none of them are video games, so no one will care.
Let's see. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 22, 23. Pick up extravaganza, folks.
Huzzah.
Who's excited for pickup extravaganza?
Woo.
Half of which people won't care about.
Hey, at least it's only half. And there are not a lot of games I'm super excited about coming out in the first quarter of the year.
Oh, I'm pumped for that Left Alive game.
Left Alive. February 26th.
Oh, they bumped it up?
So it says on Wikipedia.
I think March. First week of March.
It's the one with the Metal Gear artist, looks like. I guess.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a Front Mission series game.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Are you just going to keep repeating the beginning of that Beatles song?
Sorry. That's what I know. I'm bored. Is anybody else here yet?
No. Although most people that join this call will probably mistake it for the Dr. Mario theme like I did at first.
That would be cool. Play it. Play Dr. Mario theme.
Fine. I will go Google that. Dr. Mario Base Tab.
I'm iffy on Anthem,
Fever.
but it's also the only one that I'm sort of looking forward to for games coming up. There's a beta, a pre-order beta starts on the 25th, but there's an open beta starting on February 1st. So I'm looking forward to trying Anthem.
Are you guys getting cold?
Like just in general? In terms
Well,
of weather?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cold.
What the heck, Base Guy? I was watching Base Guy stream. I think it was Sunday night. It must have been. Oh, I was at my class last night, so I missed him. Did he stream that though? He said he beat Splatterhouse.
Which Splatterhouse? The original or the remake?
I'm
assuming original.
Slaughterhouse.
Yeah.
That's.
I have no idea. I don't know which one. It's just the TurboGrafx.
Yeah.
This is not a very hard song to play. Also, there's a very high-pitched sound in the call now.
Not for me. Cody, are you hearing a high-pitched noise? Okay, it's your headphones. Just maybe unplug them and plug them back in.
Me?
No, Yoshi.
Okay, that's gone now.
There you go. Yeah, it's like 4 degrees Celsius right now here. The low being 3. Dude, if you're gonna just start playing random stuff, you really need to just mute while you do it.
Holy crap, dude. You're busting balls tonight, dude.
Not really, I'm just saying it's a bit distracting.
Hey, he told me to go play Dr. Mario Fever.
Fair enough.
That's what I googled. The
Yeah,
Dr. Mario theme.
But you can practice it while you're muted.
Fine, I'll do that.
Yeah, I'm busting balls tonight, dude.
Not really, it's just a bit distracting to try and talk over. I don't mind him playing stuff, it's just consistently while trying to have a conversation, it's a little distracting.
Yeah.
Trying to think of some other stuff to talk about.
Yeah, it's kind of boring tonight. Of course, I mean, it is and it isn't. You know, I mean,
yeah.
I got a lot of stuff to show, and you know, I guess like one thing I was looking at this week was those Castlemania cables. That are the cables that the hell's his name sells it, Voltar or whatever on Twitter. Castlemania.
Sure. No idea. I've heard the name Castlemania, but I don't.
The retro RGB cables. I was looking at maybe getting one for my Genesis setup, and that way
Their cables are overpriced and overrated. It's a fucking op amp and a cable.
Well, the thing is it definitely looks a lot clearer than composite. And
yes,
most
the
things
thing
do.
is I have my SCART, basically my RGB SCART cable to a converter, and since I don't have a what the hell's that thing called? A FrameMeister, one of those fancy upscalers. I have to do it all manually, and sometimes my capture doesn't read it right, and it's just kind of a pain. So I'm almost wondering if, you know, I'd like to try those cables out to see how much easier it is just to set up and, you know, play. So I don't know. I mean, I should just get one of those upscalers.
Well, if I really wanted to be a dick, I could just design an op amp circuit in a box. You plug your RGB SCART cables into and plug component cables in the other end.
You know, yeah. I mean, that would probably work too. But the thing is will it convert the resolution though? I mean,
no,
that's the thing is like
40p out of those cables. I'm telling you, all that I'm betting on it. All that cable is a basic op amp circuit in a freaking box, in the little freaking shell. It's an op amp circuit, maybe a little couple of other amplifier, but that's all that's in there. It's nothing complex. Granted, it probably took a while for them to get everything like perfectly tuned, but at the same time, I feel like they kind of sanitized each console's output. Because, you know, every video game console has like slight nuances in the colors. because none of them are perfect. If you go and put them all to perfect color, they just all look like shit, and it doesn't look right. Because I've seen SNES through RGB, and I've seen SNES through those component cables. RGB looks a lot better. The colors look better.
Yeah.
The colors are more accurate. Those cables, the colors are different.
Yeah, it's like the what are the other ones?
And it's not even from the color space conversion. I believe it's because they changed some of the values to try to make it more accurate. Which,
Yeah, what was the
I'm nitpicky at this point.
No, it's fine. I'm trying to think of the cables that Limited Run are selling. The pound cables?
Yeah, those are going to be garbage.
Those are awful. Like, the colors all look wrong.
Okay, let me put it this way. I had somebody tell me that those cables, because they're going to come out with ones for the N64 and the GameCube, I had somebody tell me that those cables are going to cut into my HDMI N64 cells. I laughed and said, no, they won't. Those are garbage in comparison. There's a reason that damn mod costs so damn much. And there's a lot of people that try to install them that probably shouldn't be, which is why the guy made it so damn hard to get them.
Yeah. Yeah, those pound cables. They did, what was the latest one they did? They did Xbox and PS2, but did they do Super Nintendo recently, or which one? I know they did a retro one. Either way, the saturation was terrible on the videos I saw of it. And they, like, removed features for PS2. Those are just bad cables. I know they're intended to be, like, a budget option, but it's still, like, there's a difference between being budget and just making everything worse.
Yeah, but once again, people are going to buy them because they're $30 freaking.
Well, they're actually 60. Those cables are 62 for the one, but the thing is, you can also adapt on it too. You can buy a adapter so it'll fit the fat pin. I think it's 8-pin Genesis and Master System plug, and then that cable will work with that, and it'll work on your other systems if you buy that adapter. And it'll also work on your Sega Saturn if you buy the adapter for that, and that's 17.
Yeah, but
so I mean, sure one cable, 3 different adapters. You know, you'll cover all the Sega system or whatever Sega system you want to hook up to through Saturn.
Which one are you talking about?
The retro RGB cable.
You mean the HD Retrovision cables?
Yeah.
Which,
yeah, I was talking about, like, the pound cables that you get from Limited Run.
The pound cables are garbage. The HD Retrovision cables are decent, but they're literally probably twice as much as they should be.
I will say on the pound cable, I have heard it looks really good on PS1 because it does PS1 and PS2. They've even admitted, like, when I talked to Limited Run about it, Limited Run told me that I'll see what they sent here. The Limited Run told me basically that it must have been something else. It wasn't through this. That's funny. Basically, though, Limited Run told me that it looks good on PS1, that cable, but with PS2 it does not. They admitted that. But they did also say that Pound is also looking at making another cable to rectify, you know. So they may make another one. But I mean, from my understanding, when I did some research on Pound's actually made some cables prior to that. You know, so like they did a retro NES cable, I guess, recently that people weren't happy about.
Yeah, people generally aren't happy about their cables whenever I see them come out.
The Pound looked like it was too dark or something.
Yeah, it's like too dark, too saturated, or in the case of PS2, they remove the progressive scan functionality.
Well,
I think you can only play in 4x3 for certain games that wouldn't normally.
pretty sure the reason those people are not happy with them is they don't understand. In order to make those cables down to that $30-$60 price range or whatever, that super cheap price range, they have to cut out so many features. It's something I'm going to be looking into when I go to design my senior project, because guess what? If I'm going to make a product, I need to make money on it. I need to literally, how do I put it? The basic rule of making a product is you want you want to sell it for about 3 times what your BOM costs.
Yeah.
So 3 times what the materials of that product cost is what you want to sell it for. So that means they have to build those cables down to like $10-15.
Yeah.
So it's basically just it's probably just an ADC and an HDMI transmitter. That's probably it.
Yeah, I don't mean to give them like much crap. It's just that even if you're gonna make it cheap, at least make it look right. Like if it doesn't have progressive scan, that's fine as long as you disclose that. But like making it too dark and the colors being wrong and that kind of stuff, you want that stuff to work.
That, and they also, from what I've noticed, they usually compare it to a composite video image, so people say it looks good.
Yeah, it's like compare it to the lowest possible resolution, just short of freaking what's the
not so much resolution, but the lowest possible clarity in video transfer standards.
Yeah.
Which is, but the sad thing is because you know why they're doing that, because that's what the majority of people know.
Yeah.
Is that yellow, white, and red cable. Because I have so many people that I'm like, I try to explain to them what RGB SCART is, and like, what the hell is that? I try to explain what component is. You mean the yellow, white, and red cables? No, not the yellow, white, and reds. You know the original Xbox that when it came with the cord with 6 plugs on it? You know the ones that were red, green, and blue? Those. That's component.
Yeah, if you compare it to component or at least S-video, then that's a more fair comparison. Like, at least S-video for like retro consoles. Or if you compare it to all 3, then that's more fair. Then you can see the gradual increase.
SCART looks really good. I will admit that. But then again, I've been looking at it more and I've been thinking, SCART is overly sharp. When you convert it to HDMI, I think it's almost overly sharp. So I'd rather actually see a little bit of that downtone back to that component to give it that little softness that when you really look at those old 8-bit games, the softness, I think, was designed with what they were seeing when they blend, the blend of that.
Yeah, certain games.
Let me see. How do I explain it? A lot of Genesis games use a dithering pattern, and they rely on the composite video in order to get transparency effects.
Okay.
For example, if you play like Streets of Rage, one of the Streets of Rage games, there's a section where you'll see like a dithered or like a vertical line for lights. If you play that through composite, it's all blurred together. However, if you play it through RGB or S-video or anything else, it's not.
Yeah, like N64 has some dithering stuff, right?
Most old consoles have dithering. However, your choice is: do you want you can either have the blurred dithering through composite and have everything else in the game just be blurry crap, or you can have a super sharp image and see what the actual display looks like. Yeah. However, the problem is when you go to upscale these and display them on a modern television set in like 1080p or whatever, or heck, even 4K will exacerbate the issues. But in order to upscale that image, they have to do certain like image processing techniques, like say interpolation or line doubling. So if you're not playing it with scan lines, that also causes like negative effects. Because if you play it on a CRT, all those old games, you see scan lines in it.
Mm-hmm.
They all have scan lines across it. Some people don't like the scan line effect. Personally, I feel like the scan line effect is what retro games are supposed to look like. They don't look right without it.
Yeah, I've been using scan lines more lately too after realizing that, you know, the SCART to HDMI is just too crisp. And I mean, it looks good.
USDMI
It does look
better.
good. It does look good, but, you know, I have the Retro Freak that I can turn the scan lines on and play with that HDMI. But I would rather, I think with that system, it seems like it's janky sometimes, and I'd rather just play it from original hardware. You know, I don't know. Maybe I'm being too picky. You know, I mean,
maybe a little bit. I kind of prefer the sharp image, but I would imagine for some games, especially playing off original hardware, that it would be preferable to turn that stuff on. Like,
Well,
and I'm mostly talking about like playing on like re-release collections and digital versions and stuff like that have been re-released rather than off the original cart. So that's probably different too, because they've done work on those ports.
I think with me though is I might be being too picky, but ultimately, like, why I want that retro cable too is also for my Master System, because supposedly I can get Master System to work on that Retro Freak and then I can capture easier, you know. But like, I have the SCART for the Master System, but like I said, I have to go and convert everything in the software because my converter only does, it'll only read 720 minimum with the Master System for some reason. Like, if I try to go to the minimum resolutions it does like a 800 by 600, and then I try to run that through my capture cards. They don't like that, is what I'm saying. Like, it's my capture cards ultimately failing me, but I'm trying to figure out a workaround with that, you know.
what capture card do you have?
I'm just using a Avermedia Live Gamer, the first one, and a Roxio HD Pro, the only one they got. And like, I want to get an Elgato, but dude, I mean, they're freaking ridiculous. I mean, I don't know. I mean, if as much as an Elgato is, you might as well look at trying to just spend the extra cash and get one of those converters.
How do I put it? I'm gonna be honest. A lot of people are very cheap. However, as I said, in order to make hardware super cheap, you have to cut so many corners. That's why the pound cables suck. That's why most of the cheap RGB to HDMI converters suck. I'm talking like the $50 range ones, or the cheap RGB to component converters, or any of those. Most of them are generally crap. Well, the RGB to component ones aren't bad because you can do that reliably with just a couple of op amps.
Yeah.
But most of like the cheap upscalers suck because they have to cut so many corners in order to make it, and then they want to make profit on it. So
yeah, I'm just saying, like, I think ultimately, if I want to be happy,
quality, you're gonna have to spend money.
Yeah, like, ultimately, if I want to be happy, I'm gonna have to get an OSSC, or I'm gonna have to get a freaking FrameMeister. You know, I think there's another one though, supposedly in the works, but I don't know what it is. But I'm just trying to also just try this other. I want to try this other thing, like with the RGB cables, to see if it actually works and I get a desired effect that I'm happy about too. Because I mean, let's suppose it's pretty dang close and it's like, you know, that looks pretty good. You know, why do I need to spend $300 for a, you know, an adapter converter thing? You know, like, I got to see here, link to purchase, to see like an OSSC. I think it's almost like $300 for one of these. Yeah, I mean, British is 162
pounds.
Yeah,
plus shipping.
I think that's probably going to be about $200 American
plus shipping.
Well, it says price includes VAT.
That's
whatever.
Tax.
Okay. So plus shipping, yeah. So shipping's probably going to be another 15-20
or more.
Yeah. I mean, just to get when I get a data disk, it costs me $10, $12 to ship a record.
I mean, an OSSC will cost you $250. The Framemeister will cost you like 300 something. There's nothing in the $100 to $150 range.
Yeah. And honestly, that's what I think that somebody needs to look at is like, you know, a lot of this
The middle
gaming
ground
stuff.
between them.
Yeah, because I mean, dude, some of this stuff is set up for like, okay, you're the elite gamer, you got the money, you can afford it, and it's like, I could probably pull it out of my ass if I really want to get it, but you know, what if I don't want to pull that money out of my ass and try to find a little easier economical solution, you know? And I mean, that's where I see the value in that guy's cables and the adapter section, you know? I mean, I see a value in that as in like, okay, this guy set this product up to work with multiple lines of consoles with just an adapter, you know? Yeah, I'll spend another $10 to add that to that cables club. You know what I mean? That's how I think about it, you know? And, you know, I know that my capture cards will read a component signal, no problem. And I can also adjust that component signal within my capture cards probably a lot easier than the SCART to HDMI trying to decode it into the capture. You know, that's the thing. And like, you know, I followed this guy's idea on this converter I bought. And I mean, yeah, it works, but you're also looking at stretched image, and like I've got it to where I've actually resized it all and stuff, but when you shut that thing off and then you turn the thing back on, you know, that capture, that SCART box does not hold that signal in a memory anywhere, and you got to go and redo it, you know, and it's just a pain in the ass because you'll spend a half hour fumbling with it to get it to work, and at that point you're annoyed and don't want to play.
Well, I hope the cheap gamers never go into music. Because cheap in the music level is a whole different ball game.
I'm not saying I'm not saying I'm cheap. I mean, yeah, I'm cheap, but I'm not. You know.
You know,
I want to feel like I want to feel like I win by saving a few bucks.
Finding the best value for money.
I don't need to feel like I win because I spent the most money.
Yeah, just you're looking for the best value for price.
Yeah.
Rather than just spending money that's on an expensive thing.
Yeah.
Well, one thing I've noticed with the majority of people that play games and buy games, at least in my area, is they're not willing to spend very much money on things. Most of them will turn their heads up on anything over like $20, $30 as far as a game is concerned.
I don't know. I don't see that in the gaming realm anymore. To me,
no, it depends on what area you're looking at. I'm talking the regular consumer that walks into a game store is not willing to spend more than $20, $30.
Yeah.
I know this because I'm friends with a game store owner, probably actually the most successful game store in my area. Granted, he's the only locally owned game store, but he's doing really well.
Yeah. No, I mean that's cool.
And literally, he has the bet. His prices are fair. They generally match pricecharting.com or what you'd pay for it online, which is to be expected from a retail store. It's not like some of the other retail stores in the area that might have better inventory, but at the same time, everything's like eBay and a half priced.
Yeah, they have more stock because people are buying less of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And it's like, are you literally like trying to sell things, or are you trying to like hoard this and have a collection?
Well, I'm going to tell you what. Like one thing I'm looking at right now that this guy actually kind of is pissing me off, you know, but I know it's his item to sell. But I feel like, to me, like, okay, this guy has one of those power-based converters, okay? It's in the box. Those are
expensive.
Yeah, I mean, it's in the box. But I mean, I asked Q-Dog how much he got his for in the box. And he responded with I'll have to look. I don't want to misquote him. So
well, it depends on if someone got a deal on it.
He said he got $70 complete. This guy has the same thing complete, but it doesn't have any of the paperwork, and he wants 100, and he has best offer. So I mean, I've been bumping him off for like, all right, I bumped him 60, 65, 70, 75, and then I went all the way up to 80. when it's also got $13 shipping. So I mean, and his first bid offer is $100 on it. So it's like, dude, you know, you're really setting yourself pretty elite on there, and like all that does is drive shit up, and like,
I'll be honest, those things loose go for about what you're offering for it now.
Are you
Q-Dog probably
I thought they were
bought
about
them
60
a long time ago.
I thought they
Q-Dog
were
probably got his a long time ago when they were cheaper.
Yeah, I was gonna
Or
say.
he managed to find a deal on them. Everything in retro gaming is going up in price. Everything.
Yeah, but
okay?
I mean,
the only thing not going up in price anymore is like NES games because they kind of plateaued, and almost all the big collectors of NES games have most of them.
Yeah, things are going to go up until people stop paying the prices, and then they're going to even out.
So NES is plateaued. You're saying? I did notice that it's gotten
NES
cheaper,
is plateauing. SNES is currently like rising like hell. Genesis has skyrocketed in the past few years.
Okay.
Once again, I'm friends with a game store owner. He follows all this stuff.
Okay. Well, I mean, I'm glad you know, because now I know. I don't know that. The thing is, dude, is I don't know that stuff because there really isn't a much around here, and from what I've seen it, but I can't say for sure that's what's going on because I'm not an expert, you know. But I've noticed it too. Like I just got a shitload of NES, dude. You know, that I'm gonna show tonight, and I valued it at Price Charts, and basically I spent half of what Price Charts says it's worth, and I'm thinking that's just because seems like there's some loss of interest with NES or something. I don't know what it is.
Or you bought it as a lot from somebody. Did you buy it as a lot?
Well, yeah. The guy called me up, said, come take a look. So, yeah.
Okay, you bought it as a lot. It's not like you bought it individually. When you buy things as a lot, they're generally cheaper.
They can be, but the guy cut me a deal. I mean, he could have. The last guy I dealt with and did this with in a different shop, he sold me $4 or $4 a game. This guy did $2. You know, so
because you were like, I'm gonna come in and buy all of them.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm assuming. See, that's because they wanted to move inventory, and he probably paid $1 or 50 cents a game for them.
Yeah, bundle deals.
Yes.
Hey, Musty.
Hello.
How's it
going? How you doing, Musty?
Doing all right. How are you guys?
Cold.
We're getting agitated at each other, dude.
Yeah, it's cold.
I'm just kidding.
A little bit.
Having old Liam getting fired up here, dude.
It's okay. Just going over why video game prices are skyrocketing.
Yeah, well, I mean, the thing is we're noticing the same stuff. Like I said, I'm just not the expert on it, you know. So I don't say that for sure. That's what's going on, you know. I definitely can tell that, but I've also been seeing certain stuff drop too, you know.
Yeah.
Well, I've been collecting for about a decade now. Okay, so I've been collecting for about at least 6, 7 years, 8 years, something like that. I bought most of my stuff before, like most of my NES collection and SNES and Genesis came from before the prices skyrocketed. And now it's just like a trickle. Games just kind of trickle in because the more games you get, it's harder to find games you want that are in a decent price range. And a lot of games just keep skyrocketing. So it's like, for example, what's that game called? I know I have it here, so I'm gonna look it up. Elysia Dragoon, that's it. Elysia Dragoon for the Genesis. 5-6 years ago, it was like a $30-$40 game complete. Now it's about $100 complete.
Yeah.
Genesis prices have nearly tripled over the past few years. Heck, loose Sonic 2s go for like $10.
Yeah.
Okay? Loose Sonic 2 is like $10. Somewhere between the $5 to $10 range, US. So the age of getting deals, unless you're like some of the guys that are post on Twitter that are constantly hunting yard sales and flea markets and all that stuff, and basically walking up to people and lowballing the crap out of people that don't know what they have, you're not going to get a deal. for the most part. Even at cons, you're not going to find deals. Retro gaming is turning more and more into a more expensive hobby, a very expensive hobby. It's not as expensive as, say, some other hobbies, but, you know, I'll just put it this way. Some of my hobbies, some of the stuff I want to buy is in the thousands of dollars range.
Oh, I hear you.
Not
hear you.
freaking not $100 being high, thousands of dollars.
Yep.
For one thing.
Yep.
And I will eventually buy them when I'm making engineering money.
Yeah.
And spoiler, it has something to do with these.
Yeah.
Okay. For example, guitars. This is a cheap guitar. Guess how much a cheap guitar is? Brand new cheap guitar. This is a Squier Telecaster hardtail. Just take a guess how much this costs.
400.
No, that's too high, Musty.
300.
Okay.
This is a cheap guitar, $150. Okay. I have another guitar sitting here that's probably worth about $400 to $500. That's still a decently cheap guitar. Like, for instance, if this had a maple fretboard and said Fender on the neck instead of Squier, Squier by Fender, this guitar would probably be worth about $600 to $700. Just if it didn't say Squier on the neck and it just said Fender. Guitars are stupid expensive. So, put it like, I'm sure everybody's heard of the Les Paul. Those are stupid expensive. The Epiphones cost $500, $600. The Gibsons, you better break out like $2,000 to $3,000 for one instrument. And the only difference is one's made in USA and has a different brand name on the friggin' headstock. The rest of it is the same guitar. So, I don't know. The guitar world is stupid. But yeah. Anyway, sorry. Side tangent rant.
Okay.
But yeah.
Is that your cat,
gaming?
dude?
No, that's
Mine.
Musty's cat.
Oh, I hear this cat going.
Yeah, the little one is at the vet. She had her appointment to get spayed today, so she will be back tomorrow. But so
Jeez, that cat's got a motor, dude.
Yeah, this one's always had. She's always had a motor. She doesn't meow though, like ever, except when like she gets stepped on or something like that, right? Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
No, my cat gets under my feet all the time too. It drives me nuts. Like, dude, watch out, and he's freaking, he's older too, and it's like he still does it. It's like,
My cat does
what the hell are you doing, dude?
I'll be carrying a giant box full of stuff. My cat will be like, meow, let me rub your legs. And cat, get the fuck out, get out of the way. I will kick you. I will kick you by accident, and then I will feel horrible. Please get out of the way. Or I will trip over you and spill all this stuff, and then we both get hurt. Speaking of which, she's laying here very comfortably. I can tell you weren't sleeping.
Trying to find a good place for that OSSC.
That's right, cat.
I
ended up finding a deal in the wild over the weekend and pretty excited about it. But
what's that? Let's see it. Let's see it, Musty. Let's see it.
I mean, we could just start pickups because
dude, that's awesome.
We're gonna come.
Yeah.
I found that in the wild, huh?
I found that at a Goodwill.
What'd you find?
CDs.
How much?
$288.
Oh,
what did you find? Oh, yeah, that's worth about,
I looked and it was like
$70, $80 now.
60, 70, yeah, for the greatest hits.
Greatest hits, yeah. I was gonna say the greatest hits would alter that a little bit, but still, that game's
It's the
good.
same damn game, but collectors are stupid.
God, I used to have so many PlayStation games, and I haven't even tried getting back into PlayStation hardcore, dude. And like,
I'll be honest, in
I've
my
been thinking
area,
about it.
there's not enough people that are stupid enough to donate this stuff to the Goodwills. And there's too many people that are hunting the Goodwills for that stuff.
Yeah, I must have lucked out because I don't know how that. Like, usually my trick is to look for the NTSC sticker for PlayStation games when I'm scanning the CDs real quick. But like the green greatest hits tag on it is just like, how did this either just got put out or a ton of people have not gone over and looked through these because there were
probably just got put out because those are usually put out and bought within a couple minutes because the people running the store don't give a shit.
Yeah, which games are you talking about now?
My big grab this.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
You're just talking about like same game, but collectors are stupid, referring to like greatest hits versus Black Label.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. even though there's probably less greatest hits than there are Black Label ones.
Yes,
yeah, it depends.
People want the Black Label because they look better on my shelf, man.
They do.
I'm over here like
they do.
I don't care. I just want the
like
game.
It's like the red box PS3 games, right? Like those.
Yeah.
How do I put it?
Those things stick out horribly. Or the
they're not as bad as Platinum Hits or GameCube Player's Choice titles, but still.
I mean,
yeah.
I will generally.
The GameCube ones are rough. Like that.
Yeah.
I will buy like games that don't have cases.
Yeah.
I don't care.
It's a matter of preference. I won't overspend
true.
on something just because of the label, but I will elect to not buy a game for too high a price, or just if it's the greatest hits, if I'm just not like desperate to play the game at that moment.
Yeah. I mean, there are some versions I've heard of some games that have they've done something between the two. Like the discs actually have a very small difference between them, but
like what's on the disc, or
like they patched something on the greatest hits version or something like that.
One game I am actually actively looking, not actively, but like in terms of which version I am looking for of a specific game that I'm looking specifically for the Platinum Hits version of is Sonic 06, because they fixed a lot in that Platinum Hits version apparently.
Really?
Yeah, it's still not a great game, but like a lot of the bugs are fixed.
Yeah, I mean that's the one advantage is that before we could patch games readily, that was the way to get a little bit of clean up on some stuff.
Yeah, and in that case, just before, because that was on 360. I don't know if they do a greatest hits version for PS3 of that game, or was that on PS3 at all? I think it was on PS3.
What? Castlevania?
Sonic 06.
Oh, Sonic 06. I don't think that was the greatest hits.
Either way,
I don't think it was. It didn't sell good. It didn't sell.
No.
I don't think it sold good enough for.
Sonic Adventure 2. No, I don't think there's a. No. Oh wait.
Anyway,
there's the one on the PS3 that just says Sonic the Hedgehog and has like a really big picture of him on it, but I don't think that's.
Well, Sonic the Hedgehog is the title. It's just easier to say Sonic 06.
Gotcha. Okay, yeah, then there is one. I just don't know if there was ever a greatest hits.
This game.
For PS3.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, that's the one.
Also, don't buy this game.
Unless you get it very cheap and in Platinum Hits.
Yeah, I just got it recently within the last year, and I think I got it for like $5.
Which version?
See,
that one.
Okay.
The regular one.
Don't play it. Please don't play it. Holy crap. So many refreshed memories.
I want to get Generations, too. I haven't got that yet.
Generations is supposed to be really good. I have it, but I haven't played it yet. Like most of my game collection, I have it, but I haven't played it yet.
But
Yep.
then I
Anyway.
watched somebody. I was watching. You guys know who Kyle Bosman is?
Yep.
Yeah, I was watching him stream
Nope.
Sonic Unleashed.
Ooh,
He was doing.
that's rough.
And it looked fun, dude. I'm like, dude, you know that he's making this look fun. And I'd ask him like, why you make this look fun? And he's just like being crazy.
I
That
watched
came on
the,
Xbox backwards compatibility recently,
Oh, did it?
which I was
Oh.
actually happy about.
Cool. Anyway, do you guys want to get to pickups? Because I can't stay too much
Sounds like
longer.
there's some people chomping at the bit to show off what they got. So
Yeah, some people, as in one person in particular.
Well, part of the issue is like I also have to go to sleep here soon because I do got to
Okay.
wake up early.
Yeah, that's fine. No more of that, Cody. No more.
Please no.
It's banned. It's banned from the Hangout.
Stay on all night.
I can't.
Sure.
I
Also,
have to
my
wake
stuff
up early so I can go to class, so I can, drop a box off at the post office, and then what was it?
we don't need your daily itinerary, Yoshi.
I'm
Yes.
interested.
you're cutting into pickups time.
Fine, I guess
Get at it.
All
Spoiler
night.
one.
You
Just
asked.
stay on all night, Yoshi.
I just want to show my 3 things just to get it over with. and then
Okay,
we
I'll
can
wait.
go. I'll be quick. It's just Onimusha. I showed that before.
Nice.
Got that, of course, on Wednesday last week. The day after the Hangout is usually when I get all my crap in the mail. And I also got some Superman comics. Got volumes 2 and 3 of the deluxe editions for Rebirth, the regular Superman title. And the 3rd volume of the Action Comics one. Of course, Action Comics Volume 2 is coming on Monday, so I can't read any of this until then. This is like crossovers and stuff. I can maybe read 3 issues from Volume 2 of Superman before I hit something where I need to go back and forth, which is annoying, to say the least. Anyway, that's it for me.
Does anybody else got anything?
Yeah, I can go because I'll be quick, and then let you guys with your huge hauls do your thing.
What a haul! What a haul!
Yeah. So first off, I ended up getting some more Xbox demo discs. I already filed them right up in here. But I am now sitting at, I have 1 through 40. I have 1 through 40, and then I've got I'm missing a couple in the low 40s, and then I have up to 55. The other 3 are coming. I should have them by Saturday, which means I'll have 1 through 55 on those demo discs, which is I'm pretty happy about.
Very nice.
But yeah, so then I stopped at a Goodwill. We were at my in-laws on Saturday, and they have a Goodwill that we always hit on the way out of town, and I'm glad that I did. I got a couple other things other than the big score. First is the Enter the Matrix. I have the Platinum Hits one, so I can swap that out. Platinum Hits with no manual, so I can get rid of that. And then they also had the Path of Neo, which I've never played this. But
it's a much better game.
Is it really? Okay.
I wouldn't say it's good just because it's been so long since I've played it, but it's much, much better than Enter the Matrix.
Okay. Well, that's good. The other thing then, I showed this already, was this greatest hits version of Castlevania, Symphony of the Night. It's got a little crack on the front piece, but I've got some old soundtracks that have clean fronts that I can swap it. But yeah, it's
Here, pro tip.
It's all here.
Pro tip.
And it's in decent. It's not horrible either.
Buy a 99-cent CD from that Goodwill.
Yeah.
With a good case.
Well, the rest of the case is great. It's just
no, but you buy a crappy CD for 99 cents from
but
the
I
Goodwill.
have crappy
CDs.
I have
okay, then you don't need to do that.
The real question is, Musty, do you want it?
I am.
He bought it, so
I'm probably going to flip it. Like I bought it because I was like, I cannot pass up the chance to make $50 here and walk out of this Goodwill with with that. I'm I've never played the game. Let me say that.
Well, play it and then flip it.
Yeah.
Because it's only like what is it? Like you could probably beat it in 10 hours.
Depends on how much of it you want to do.
Yeah, I don't know,
Yeah.
man.
It goes on sale for like $3 on Xbox a lot.
Yeah,
So.
I mean that's the other thing is there's that version that just came out on the PS3 or PS4.
Yep.
Which is
Yeah, it has 2 games.
it has
Rondo
the
as
2
well.
games. It could still get me. I could still turn a profit and end up with that, or I could pick it up on that store is bound to have it on sale at some point, or who knows, maybe someday it'll get thrown in with like Games with Gold or something. So the last thing that I got, it was on my like wish list for Christmas, and I ended up getting the pads for it, but I didn't end up getting the actual headset, and so I ended up getting the Mantis headphones for the PSVR. So normally they don't come with this like ear cup extension, which is like it looks like that. But I ended up getting this as like a stocking stuffer for Christmas, and so I'm gonna try them out with these. I was kind of tired of having to have earbuds in whenever I'm using the VR, and so this was a nice alternative. Whether I stick with the cups or whether I just do the on-ear one, I threw it on just to make sure that I had like the orientation right, and it was nice. I mean, it was nice just to have. There's not a whole lot of pressure on the sides of my head, which is good. At the same time, it's not like true noise canceling, but it does shut out, some of the ambient noise that you're dealing with. But yeah, so I grabbed those since I'm using my VR like on the daily. So
yeah.
But yeah,
That's awesome. Yeah, I don't know with VR. I like it, but gosh, it just seems like it's to me kind of a hassle to set up because I don't leave it hooked up. I just
I have mine. I have mine ready to go at all times.
That might change though. I gotta still finish up my new game room layout, and I was thinking about moving that into here, and then hooking up to the 40 we got back here in the corner.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, you can hook it up to whatever size screen you want. You really don't need a big screen for your VR setup.
Well, I just mean my PlayStation.
Oh,
take
sure.
that with,
Oh yeah, because then when you play non-VR games, then you'd want to be able to see that on a nice screen. Yes.
Yeah.
Duly noted.
Yeah. Anyway, should we let Yoshi do his stuff?
No, I want to go before Yoshi.
Really?
I want to keep him on here a long time.
Come on, let him.
That sounded crazy, dude.
Let him do his stuff so he can go if he needs to.
I mean, it is like 11. I'm
Yeah.
usually trying to go to sleep by now.
Yeah.
All right, all right.
But,
Yeah, man, he's coming
so-
quite the old stream Nazi there, dude.
What?
We'll start with this. It's not in perfect condition, but for the price I paid, I'm literally very happy with it. Of course, we don't have the one person here that would probably appreciate this. But yeah, to give some history, this is a 1970s vintage violin bass. So basically, like if you've ever seen the Beatles, just think Paul McCartney. This is like the violin bass type guitar he had.
Yeah, you know
Except
this
it's not a
old
Hawker.
band, the Beatles? Not sure you've ever heard of them.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah. So there's that. So that I got a pretty good deal on it.
Bill is here. He says, "Holy crap!"
Who?
Bill's in the chat.
Oh, hey.
What?
I have
what
a
Bill?
little bit of a chat delay.
STC Bill.
Oh yeah. So Bill likes my this pickup.
Yes, it's.
Asking if
He
it's a
says
Hofner.
yes. Is it a Hofner?
No, it's an Aria Diamond. It's a Japanese clone. But honestly, if you're up on stage playing it, no one's gonna notice the difference.
Yeah, it sounds like you got a pretty good deal on it.
Yeah, I paid $130 for this thing. I weighed, well, the body does have a bunch of cracks and stuff, but that's typical with an instrument this old. So, but it plays, it looks to have the original electronics. They look like they haven't been tampered with. It is neck heavy. It's got the original pickups. It's got the bridge guard. It's basically like near complete. So, and most of the body issues, if they start giving me trouble, I can likely take it to a Luther and have them luthier, however you say that, have them fix it. I might as well go over one of my other big money pickups that I've already like hinted at. I bought myself a Stratocaster. It's a Tobacco Sunburst Squire Strat. So it's not exactly an expensive guitar, but this thing is very playable, and the main difference is it says Squire on the headstock and not Fender. You pay a lot more for Fender. Anyway, I don't know what Bill's going to say about this one because I can't see the chat.
He says great deal. I assume he means on the first one, but he probably
Yeah. But that one's a Japanese-made Aria Diamond, so I'm not sure exactly where it came from. The store I bought it from didn't know much either. But one more thing related to that I kind of I bought a new amplifier, which is a Vox VT20X. It's a modeling amplifier, also old guitar. Let's see, now to go to stuff that more people, well, I don't know if I showed this yet, but I got the Beatles Complete Scores, which is this giant book of all the Beatles sheet music.
That's cool.
With full tabs. Oh, hey, Eric.
Hello.
Did you get to see my guitars?
Yes, that's really cool.
Yeah. So now I should probably get to this giant stack of other stuff.
Quick question, though. Does that amp have any RAM in it?
Probably. It's a Vox modeling amplifier.
It's an easy joke, but someone had to make it. Because it's a Vox.
Whatever. I don't get it. Of course I don't get it.
Ramvox, that's all. That's the joke.
Yeah. Why else would I make a computer joke for an amplifier?
That's why I didn't get it. Anyway,
Yeah.
I basically bought that because it can model an AC30 and a couple other amps that are quite popular. You know, like a Mesa Booger 2 dual rectifier. Think heavy metal. Anyway, let's get to video games because I'm sure more people care about video games than they do about my new instruments. Let's see, Final Zone for the Genesis. Paid $10 for it. Probably not going to go on prices for most of this stuff. Huh?
Should have saved that for last.
Because it's the Final Zone?
Yeah. Yeah, that one.
Jeez.
I went to a game store that I don't go to very often because it's kind of a dump, and bought a copy of Hoshigami. It looks like it's been resurfaced, but whatever, it should fly.
What's that for?
PlayStation 1.
Yeah,
it's a Atlas strategy RPG.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Wasn't that a 2-disc though?
No.
Okay.
Well, you better hope not.
Maybe it had a bonus disc.
I'm not sure. I thought it was a 2-disc.
No, because it would generally say disc 1, disc 2 if it's multiple disc. If it has a bonus disc, I don't really care. As I said, I'm mostly a loose collector. I need to put it in another case because I hate those cases. Let's see. I picked up Shadow Hearts Covenant. So now I have Shadow Hearts Covenant, and Shadow Hearts from the New World. So I basically just need Cold Delka? Or however that game's pronounced. And I'll have the full series. Although I probably could just start playing from Shadow Hearts and not care. Let's see. I got myself a loose copy of Art the Lad, which has also been resurfaced and says not for individual sale, but no one cares about that anymore. But yeah, so the original Art the Lad game, which I bought just because it's working designs, and it was really cheap.
Yeah.
I can confirm that Hoshigami is a single disc, despite being in a double wide
Yep.
case.
That's actually quite common, which is
Mhm.
puzzling to most people.
Even Gran Turismo did that.
Yes. Anyway, I got a bunch of Game Boy Advance games, which I'm just going to go through quickly, because, you know, they all have something to do with Mega Man. Picked up Mega Man Battle Chip Challenge. Funny story, I got this game, opened it up to make sure it would, because I bought these all off eBay for the most part, other than I think one of them. And whenever I buy a game off eBay, I'll open it up. So I opened this game up, and it was covered in, like, dried soda gunk.
Ugh.
Like, all over the inside of the cartridge. So I took the circuit board, cleaned it with, what was it? I think I used Simple Green. Pro tip, Simple Green's not harmful to electronics, it just smells bad. So I cleaned it with some Simple Green, then tossed it in my, rinsed it off, then tossed it in my ultrasonic cleaner for a couple minutes to clean everything off the board, and then I used Simple Green to clear all the stuff out of the case. Because rubbing alcohol will not get off dried soda very well. Just a hint. So yeah, it still works, so no harm done. It's also not a very pretty looking cartridge, but I don't care. I picked up Mega Man Battle Network 1, which I almost bought at MagFest, but I passed because I didn't like the vendor that was selling it. Although I paid more for this one than I would have from the vendor that was selling it. So I screwed up there. I probably should have just sucked it up and bought it when I saw it, but whatever. I got enough stuff at MagFest.
You know what cracks me up about you there is you're like, the vendor I did not like.
Yes.
I hear that a lot out of you. It's classic.
Okay, there's certain vendors at conventions that you literally just do not buy from them because they're assholes.
Yeah,
Either the people that running it are basically assholes, or everything they have is for the most part overpriced. Like something I sell online for $70, they're trying to sell at a convention for $110. And that's pretty much across the line with all their stuff. Say like limited run games, like the limited run Switch games. They'll have a ton of those in stock, but they're all priced at like $60 to $70 instead of $40 to $50 like they originally were. And these are games you could pay $15 and download from the eShop. So it's like, what the hell? Anyway, back to the games I actually got. I got Mega Man Battle Network 3 Blue, which no one can see. These are tiny. Let's see, Mega Man Battle Network 4 Red Sun. I got 5 Team Proto Man and 6 Cybeast Falzar. So I'm missing like the DS copy of Mega Man Battle Network 5 and the other Mega Man 6, Battle Network 6. And then I'll have like a full Battle Network collection, including all the Pokemon doubles. Because after 3, they thought they were Pokemon. Anyway, let's see. I also went and raided the Second and Charles near me. Pro tip, walk into bookstores and check that sell used books and go check out their strategy guide section. You can sometimes find some really good guides. For example, I picked up, and I have the price stickers on most of these still. So Valkyrie Profile 2, which was $4. Let's see. Arc the Lad, which was more expensive.
Where are the good guides?
Sauce. You're gonna get put on the slow repair lane. Maybe this will make him happier. Star Fox Adventures? Or did I just make him sad?
No.
You just went meh. Let's see. I got the Infinite Undiscovery Guide.
nice.
I know someone that will be telling me to play the game now.
Yep.
Actually, he told me to play the game a while ago, but I'm like, but I know it has guide.
Now you do.
It's true. Let's see.
And you may or may not need that if you want to manage all 18 party members.
Probably need that. I got the guide to the first Full Metal Alchemist game.
Oh, was it very nice?
I also picked up Final Fantasy 13-2's guide because it was like $10, and the hell with it. Now I may actually play this game
Mhm.
because I have it, and I've had it for years, and it's sealed. I should probably check and see how much that goes for sealed before I open it. So my guess is it's the same as the loose copy.
Probably.
Anyway, some more stuff I got from. I think I got these from the local game store because they've been sitting on it for a while. So I managed to talk the employee down to like discounting them. Let's see that, and they're like not the best Zelda games in the world. So I got the Phantom Hourglass and the Spirit Track strategy guides. So I'm like closer to having strategy guides for all the Zelda games. Sorry, I like strategy guides because I like having more useless books to sit on my shelf. Also, let's see, Mega Man Battle Network 5 strategy guide. I have more coming, but they're in the mail. So, is that everything? I think that might be everything.
Sure.
What did that take? 20 minutes?
Felt like it. Kidding.
Yeah, it felt longer.
Okay, anyone else got stuff other than Cody? Or, well, Cody has stuff, obviously, but...
Mhm.
I have one thing, so
Okay. You can
Sure,
do that
real
quickly
quick.
then.
the guy I refer to as the Carney, he actually had some stuff come in last week, and he did a sale with everything in the store 20% off, and he actually got a pretty decent Sega score for like Genesis and Dreamcast games. But unfortunately, by the time I was able to get there last week Wednesday, the majority of the Genesis lot was already gone. But I did get the number one game that I was looking for, and that was Power Stone for the Dreamcast.
Oh, nice.
So
Awesome.
it's pretty good shape, and it got a sale price. So it's got the price I would probably pay at a convention for it. So I was very happy about that, and it's in pretty good shape. I know it's pretty clean. So yeah, got Power Stone. So I was very happy that was at least still there. So that made me very happy.
Nice. Okay, Cody, you can do your stuff now.
All right.
You say price you would pay at a convention. However, from what I've noticed, convention prices around here are higher than what you pay in local game stores. Because you're paying convention tax.
Yeah, Yoshi, but I have a very pricing set way where I go by price charting, and I try to get 20% off the price charting price. So if I can get that, I'm happy. That's the price I like to pay at a convention.
Yeah, good luck with that around here.
Below price charting.
Well, he's not trying to do that around there. Only you have to deal with that problem.
Yeah.
And now I have to figure out how to put all these guides on my shelf.
It seems like people are
You should
busting
probably
balls
put them
tonight, dude.
upright. I think it'd probably be good to do them upright like this.
Yeah.
Yes, but I have no room.
Yoshi, the proper way to display, though. Just kidding.
Get a magazine rack. Anyway.
All right. So I got most of the stuff off eBay. I've been collecting Game Gear stuff quite a bit. And so I come across stuff every now and then to shoot people offers. I got a Mickey Mouse Legend of Illusion for Game Gear. And then that was a separate deal. Then I got this deal all from the same lady, some lady in Iowa.
Hey,
came with the case.
Quit infringing on my territory, man.
Hey, bro, I got roots. That's where my roots are. So I got this case, and it came with literally everything that the system just about everything except the master converter, but it has the
TV
tuner on it.
Nice.
The
I
case
wanted
is
that
in,
TV tuner so bad.
I did too.
For like road trips. My family did a lot of road trips, and man, I just wanted that thing.
Yep, me too. And I never did have it. And this little bar, I think it clips in the back to stand it up.
Yeah,
Was
with
in it.
the TV stand. Yeah.
Yep. So it had that. Had the official Game Gear adapter, the official one. You probably can't see that. I'm probably the one that can see it. The magnifier, the Game Gear magnifier, super wide.
Yeah.
And then the battery pack, in which I already have one of these laying around. I got from a guy up here in a box, but it was in it. So this thing was all pre-decked out with everything in it there, hardware-wise.
Does that battery pack hold the charge?
I don't know. I haven't really messed with it much. I plugged it in, and the light didn't turn on, the charge light. So I don't know if maybe I didn't leave it on, or I'd have to take it apart and look at it. Could be shot. I don't know. I know the screen in this doesn't work, or the sound, so it does need capacitors. But I mean, this thing looks like it hasn't even been used. I got games from her too, so I might send it to Yoshi. I was thinking about it when I got it, because I got another one that needs fixed.
Isn't that a Game Boy Color game?
Yeah, a Barbie game, Magic Genie. Since my interest in that was because everybody's playing Shantae. Super Mario Land, label's torn, but got it for $2. This is all from the same lady. Some Game Gear, or I got a Game Boy Advance game, Arcade Advance, the Konami Collection series. I tried it out on my Retro Freak and not too impressed with it. I got this one game here. It's called Super Golf, and I think it was actually a Master System game over in other regions. Super Golf. It's made by Sage's Creation, and for some reason I can't get it to work on my Retro Freak. But I mean, it looks new. Wimbledon tennis. That was another one. I offered a lady $2 on all these, and she took it. And I got the Game Gear for $25 with the case. Sonic the Hedgehog, and that's actually a really good version of versus the Master System Sonic. This is actually really cool. I was getting into it playing it on my Retro Freak. I'm like, dude, this is actually a pretty good port. Marble Madness. Played around on that a little bit. Sonic 2. And I played this one before. It's pretty common find. So yeah, that was all one big pickup here.
I'm wondering if Yoshi realizes he's still on the call.
Well, you know what else too I forgot to mention about this is it came with all the paperwork. All the paperwork, like Super Golf manual, the Game Gear like poster thing that tells you about the games and the hardware. The Game Gear instruction manual still in the plastic with the consumer card or whatever the hell it is. The paperwork in the plastic for the TV tuner. Sonic the Hedgehog manual, Wimbledon tennis, Marble Madness, Sonic 2, and paperwork about the Game Gear rechargeable pack. So it has like all the original paperwork about it, which I thought was pretty cool. I didn't even know it was in there.
Yeah, that's cool.
I'm like, whoa, dude, it has all the original paperwork. So I just got to get that fixed sometime. But, you know, I was looking at kits. They're like $8 and get them on eBay, but I'm not sure if I want to risk it or not.
It's a lot of capacitors.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the guy says he has them all labeled in bags, and my buddy's got some. He used to work on arcade machines up here when the arcade was open in town. He owned it, and So he could probably do it. But I don't know. He's a busy guy for the railroad now, so I don't want to bother him. But then again, I don't know. There's guys on eBay selling fixes for like $40 with shipping. But I don't know what Yoshi was charging, but I guess I'd pass the buck back to him if I can.
I charge a little bit more, but you're gonna know what you're getting. Anyway, to basically clarify some of that stuff. Do not buy capacitor kits off of eBay. You will get random shitty capacitors from no-name brands. I buy all my capacitor kits from a company called Console 5. They're based out of, I think, I can't remember where they're based out of, but they're somewhere in the States. They're reasonably priced, and you're going to get all name brand capacitors. So they're all going to be good.
Pass the buck back to you, right?
I mean,
all right. All right, so Super NES. I got a couple Super NES games. I got all this stuff for $2 a game. Tetris 2. I actually think he ended up throwing some stuff in there free by the end of it all. Art of Fighting. And some of this stuff, honestly, man, the more I see all this NES stuff, I don't know. I'm almost kind of thinking about offloading NES, just getting it out of my life, but not sure yet.
As you have 3 massive stacks of NES games in front of you.
Yeah. As you throw each one, ask yourself if it sparks joy.
Yeah, we'll let you know which ones you can get rid of.
I don't know. Yeah,
Does this bring you joy?
Just so you know, and I got a lot more.
We'll do you a favor and take it off your hands for you.
Okay, so I'll start off with Alpha Mission, Dick Tracy, Gyrus, Battle Chess, Bill and Ted Excellent Adventure, LJN, Phenoxidoo.
Phenoxidoo?
Phenoxidoo, I don't know how you pronounce it.
Xanadu.
I never had it growing up, so like I said, never had an NES growing up. California Games.
I didn't mean to give you crap, by the way. I just never heard it said that way.
Oh, no, it's all right. Super Mario Bros. Triple Pack cartridge. But I think you need the pad for that, the running pad, don't you, for the track game?
You can use a regular pad for it too, but it's designed for the power pad in mind.
The power pad. Rad Racer 2. Milton Bradley World Games. Airwolf. Goonies 2. Dig Dug 2. George Foreman, KO. Bart versus the World. A couple of these were 5-pin too. I can't remember which ones, but they weren't. I looked them up. They weren't like significant games. The Rocketeer. And that's what I was looking at these two. They didn't seem like they're significant titles, I guess. Al Unser Jr. Turbo Racing.
I used to play a ton of that when I was a kid.
Is it a good game?
It's all right. I mean, it's your standard racing game in that era, right? Like, just you're driving straight.
Yeah. Jackal's
awesome.
Yeah, I was like, when I seen it, I was like, I heard that's a pretty cool game.
That's a good time.
Low G Man. Xevious. Top Gun Second Mission, which I thought the first one was pretty bad. Marble Madness. This one I was kind of excited about. Elevator Action. Silent Service. 1942. And this one's one of the five screw. So I think they valued that at like a $12 game. according to price charts. Trick shooting. Operation Wolf. This game's only valued at $1 something.
Hmm.
I thought Operation Wolf was a cool game. Oh, here's the other one. Legend of Cage, $5 cart. Or $5 cart pretty much, but 5 screw. Yeah, I don't get that 5 screw thing. It doesn't seem like the only one it made a difference on was that 1942. It made it like $3 more. Tecmo Bad News Baseball. Rambo. I'm down with Rambo. I like that.
The 5 screw means some of them like have the converter thing in there, right?
It's possible.
No, there's only 2 games that have it in there, from my understanding.
Yeah, like
Gyromite and it was mostly black box ones though.
Yeah,
that have the converter. The 5 screw was just before they redesigned the shells that
correct
to save themselves some money on those screws.
Makes sense.
So there's a little difference of something inside.
But the funny thing is, not all the games are rare with the 5 screw. Only a few are.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, I don't know much about it. Like I said, I just don't have much Nintendo history, so I do remember playing this in the past, so Hide Lied. Was kind of a pain in the butt, I think, to figure out the end. Maybe I was the Genesis one.
I don't think any of them are generally well received.
Yeah. NES Action Play Football. Solstice. Karate Champ. Batman.
There you go.
Yeah. Loaded. Bases Loaded. Cobra Triangle. And Rygar. Yeah. So yeah, that was the deal from that shop there for these NES games. And like, honestly, I mean, I just think I just bid on it because we're talking $2 a game, and I don't even know if, what I was looking at there or what all this, like, are these even quality titles, To me, it seems like there's a few, maybe, type deal, but I don't know enough about NES. You guys would, I would think.
Yeah, while you're moving this away, I just wanted to show this tweet I saw earlier.
What's that?
Yeah.
Howard Murray just clean up various video game inventories. Okay.
There's a Marie Kondo tidying show on Netflix.
Oh.
My wife's going through that whole thing right now.
But from that same deal, that guy, I was looking through his PS3 stuff, and he threw in Ninja Gaiden 3 and Ninja Gaiden Sigma 2.
Gaiden?
Yeah. I mean, I think that's all of them for the PS3, other than there's one more called Yabia or whatever. I don't have that yet. PS4, I got King's Quest Complete Collection, Sierra. And then I just got this today, and it's in my PS4. I want to do a playthrough on this right away. Onimusha. And then to my favorite stuff. I've been getting some stuff from the same guy. He had some more Genesis stuff come up, and all complete, no video labels or anything like that. Genghis Khan 2, Clan of the Grey Wolf, and I don't know. I thought that looked cool because it's 1 or 2 player, and I don't know if you ever played any of the early. Shoot, I can't even think of it now. Strategy games like that though, made by Koei.
That is Koei. Okay.
Yeah, it was on PlayStation. I remember playing like the third one, Romance of the Kingdoms or whatever. That was a pretty cool game, but I mean now it's so expanded upon with add-on stuff. If you buy one, I just have no interest. But Mortal Kombat, surprisingly, I didn't have this yet. Copy Mortal Kombat Complete. Shaq Fu. He doesn't have the manual, which I was kind of like, but I got the case, and it's another EA. So that's actually kind of a cool game.
Whoops.
This one I've been wanting. I got a real good deal on it from the guy, and has the book Gemfire by Koei. So I'm kind of excited to give that one a try sometime. And then finally, I got this from a guy in the Northwest up here. He had Nova Storm complete, really nice condition here. So yeah, no disc rot like the last one I got from that guy. Or whatever's wrong with it, I don't know. I'm just not going to take it into a shop and try to get it fixed. And Microcosm for Sega CD. So, yep, that's what I got recently.
All the stuff. Good
What's
all.
that?
All the stuff.
The stiff.
Yep.
Okay. That's it.
Okay.
There's a bigger audience now, so I'm just going to flash this one more time. I picked this up in a Goodwill. It was in with the CDs.
Awesome. Also delayed. Hey, Melissa and Catherine in the chat. That was a long time coming just to say that. Whatever.
Who's Catherine?
Case on in the chat.
Oh, is that somebody's?
She's part of Flock Talk and Flock of Nerds.
Yeah, so I had to wait for a moment on there, but everyone was doing their pickups. Anyway, speaking of stuff I put off till the end, Musty, I showed this before, but you picked up Into the Matrix. I have this bonus disc that apparently came with it.
Interesting.
If you end up wanting that, I don't particularly care about it, so just let you know I have it in case that's a curiosity down the road.
We shall see. I have a feeling the contents of that are probably on YouTube somewhere.
Oh, yeah. Just as a little bonus disc collectible thing. I didn't know this existed until I found it.
It's always nice to find stuff like that.
Yeah.
So who's interested in NES, by the way?
I think everybody.
If I was thinking about offloading.
Yeah, I think everybody.
I mean, just right here, I guess, you know.
Well, I mean, I'm definitely kind of thinking about it. I mean, I'd rather just stick with collecting Sega stuff and kind of maybe take that out of the equation.
I'm gonna send a secret code out there, Eric. Or just tapping.
Sorry, I'm just tapping.
It's fine.
I didn't realize it was coming through.
It's fine.
Eric, so what do you think, man? Did you see that link I sent you on Twitter for that converter?
No. Hold on. I'm trying to remember. Was it a private message?
Yeah. Yeah, it was DM.
It is now a public message.
Well, I mean, it's not really private. It's just, you know, the guy's really holding stiff on it. And I remember what Eric spent. And
sorry, I never responded, did I? I just figured that was the end of it. You know, he's not negotiating, right?
I'm just curious if, like, yours had the paperwork in it, right?
It has the manual
and all that.
Other than that, this one looked complete. I mean, there's some writing on the styrofoam, but everything else is in there, right? It doesn't have the manual.
No paperwork.
Plus, this guy, he's got $13 shipping on this.
Yeah,
that definitely puts it
well over 100.
It puts it well over. Look, I mean, when I found mine at PRGE, I looked at the price and I was like, wow, that's a good price. And I walked away for about 15 seconds and said, what am I doing? And went back and had Melissa's brother negotiate for it because the price was pretty good. So, but I see him pretty often at PRGE. So if you're planning on coming back, That might be
Yeah,
the way
yeah,
to go,
we'll
because
do
this is a
next
little
year.
high.
Or later this year, but
At the very
Yeah.
least, you could try and negotiate with the guy to include the shipping.
That's true.
no, I already tried to negotiate with the guy and he wouldn't have it. I mean,
Well,
I'd
you
pay
didn't
his
say-
shipping.
You-
I'd pay his shipping and just he could give me a deal on the base price, and he wouldn't do it.
We'll just offer like the 100, but with the shipping included. See if he'll do that. But if it doesn't budge after that, that's basically as close as his actual price as you're going to go. So just
Yeah.
ignore it after that point. But that's just an idea for a final offer.
You know, the thing is I had one of those and I got rid of it thinking I'd never need it. I mean, that's the thing. You know, I've had 2 of those in my time, and it's like shit, you know. I know if I get another one, I ain't letting it go. I'm just not gonna. I will tell you, I did get something awesome, and I should just save it for next, but I'm kind of excited about it actually. I'll just save it. I got actually a couple cool things that are pieces of hardware that I'm pretty excited about, because it's like, you know, it'll look really good on my shelf too, you know, but I don't know. I want to say, you know, because I'm just like, yes, I got one of these, you know, but
What are you saving it for? Has it arrived yet?
no.
That's why you're saving it?
Yeah. Basically, like, okay, I got a, you know, one of those, the Mega Mouse for the Genesis.
Yeah.
Like a lot of those Sega CD games allocate that mouse control. I got one brand new in the box, $25.
Wow.
Brand new. And like, so I'm like, cool, you know, and I'm probably gonna crack it open, but I mean, I got the box and all that. And then being I had a big history with the Sega Channel growing up, I got one of those as well in the box with, you know, everything in it, the cables and all that.
Nice.
And it's in the Scientific Atlanta box, so that'll be kind of cool, because then I gotta, you know, basically what I want to do is I want to get like my converters and all that and put them on the systems and have them all plugged into something. So I might have to get another Genesis 1 to put the Sega Channel in, like the way I had it growing up, you know, get another Genesis 1 model and just have that sitting inside it for display. Because then when I get the converter, I'll have that stacked on my, eventually when I get a converter, I should say, I'll have that stacked on my Genesis 1 with the Sega CD 1, 32X is on the Model 2 with the Model 2 CD, and then I'll have my Scientific Atlanta plugged into the Genesis 1. Because they did 2 models of it, and that's the Genesis 1 model. And I guess they have demos preloaded into them, so you can still boot it up and check it out. And the music on it was done by the guy who did the music for Toe Jam and Earl, the original. He like did all the background music and stuff for it. I believe his name is Baker, John Baker, or something like that. I know it's Baker, but he does all the music, so he did all the music for that platform. So yeah, getting a little nerdy there, but that's why that's almost kind of like why I just want to maybe offload the Nintendo, because like, dude, like literally I have no attachment to the Nintendo except maybe playing Metroid, original Zelda, Super NES, the same one, Metroid, Zelda. Other than that, you know, maybe the Mario, F-Zero. Other than that, I don't have any like going crazy for like even Donkey Kong Country, you know. Like I got some stuff with this other guy that I put on layaway, a big bundle of Super NES games that have like all the Donkey Kong games in them, other than the first one. It has like 2 and 3 and, you know, all that. And I just, I don't know. To me, I'm just not excited or hyped about it, at all.
Yeah. Do you have the Nintendo Classic consoles? Any of them?
Yeah.
Okay,
I got both
so
those.
my thought would be get rid of any that you have for the carts that you already have there, because you're probably not interested enough to have them in both places, and you can make some money off of that.
That's how
And then,
That's how I got my Pro.
yeah,
I traded half the games that were on the SNES Classic for a PS4 Pro and a couple games.
yeah. And for everything else, just give them all a go. And for everything that doesn't really spark much interest in replaying, just get rid of it all.
Yeah, because just looking at my NES collection that I have on file minus this stuff, I got 81 games.
Oof.
I don't
really look out for them, but I have like 13.
So I got 80. So now I have 121 right here, and I know of a few more that I could grab around town if I wanted, but they're not
exciting to you.
Yeah, none of it's exciting, I don't know if I'm looking at something like, oh, that was rare, or I didn't ever see that, and like,
yeah, I have 13. It might be closer to 17. Let me just check.
And I'm just like thinking about the Super NES stuff too. I got, after I get this bundle of stuff from this guy, I don't know. I'm just really thinking about getting rid of it.
Yeah, I have 17.
But I'm also afraid that I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to offload it, and then I'm going to throw a fit about it later. Have you guys ever been stuck in that point where, like, you're like, God, I just don't really want this. And then you offload it, and then you're shitting pants later, like, dude, what did I do?
Yeah.
Because I'm beating myself up from like when I met Melinda 2008. I had a ton of PlayStation and PlayStation 2, and at that point I was like, okay, I'm done with this. I offloaded it all. I just got rid of it, didn't think twice. I started getting into cameras and stuff, and I really wish that I wouldn't have done that, because now the prices of that stuff is ludicrous. $100 games. I had that Hashigami you were talking about. I had, Valkyria Profile. I had all the Final Fantasy games. I had just a shitload of games, tons, and good condition. All the Resident Evil games. Just, I don't know. I just know that I would hate to think that NES could do that to me. But I don't think it could, though, PlayStation, I understand, because I grew up with it a little, I was still kind of growing up into adulthood with PlayStation as well, I
What it
guess.
sounds like is you went like too far in one direction or the other. Like
real young, and it was influential,
yeah.
I guess.
Like you get like all the games, stop carrying them, and get rid of all of them. It's like too far in either direction. You need to just kind of be more selective, I guess.
And there's always a time.
Yeah,
this is that time of year when everyone kind of looks, well, not everyone, but some people take a look at their collections and they go, yeah, this doesn't do it for me anymore.
Yeah. The feeling of a looming purge.
God, yeah, and that, I've seen people do that, but the thing is like, I've already said for sure my PlayStation stuff or my Sega stuff is going nowhere. That is going nowhere. I'm not going to get rid of that till I'm gone, for sure. But the PlayStation stuff, I just have no desire, no desire. Or not PlayStation, NES.
Nintendo stuff.
Yeah.
NES specifically.
And I hate to say that, because it's such an iconic system, and it makes you happy to see the nostalgic NES, but the way the Nintendo runs stuff now, I'm not feeling it at all, the best game on the Switch to me that has me anywhere near excited to play are, former Sega franchise games, you know, like Phantasy Star. I got that downloaded on there. Or like you could play Toe Jam and Earl on it coming up pretty soon, you know, the new one. So to me, it's just, I don't know. I have no interest in NES, Nintendo.
Keep what you like, get rid of what you don't.
So who wants to buy?
Depends on the games. I've only got 17 of them, and I've been collecting for 9 years, so I could use a boost to my collection amount. I don't have that much of a hype for getting like a bunch of them either, but like I'm sure there's a couple of select ones that you have that I'd be interested in getting.
Do you have a list somewhere?
Yeah. Yeah, I got a list of. I got all the Castlevanias. I got.
You should drop the list in the chat or in DM somewhere.
Let me see. Can I can share. Let me share this.
Yeah, just put it in the group chat. And we'll all be silent for like 20 minutes looking through the list.
That's right.
Let me see if can I email it or can I
There's also a good spot in the forums.
Yeah, or
Well,
you can just
see,
put
yeah,
like
there's a
the
forum
show
thread
and tell
there.
in the Discord.
the Discord? Okay. Let me share it on the Discord.
It's an
And,
option there, but there are people that don't use Discord that might want to look at it, so you do forums.
Well, if somebody could get it out of the Discord and post it
Either
for
way.
me. I guess like for some reason it won't let me share it to the chat as a direct file. Where the hell is Cartridge Club? Huh. I see Toe Jam and Earl and everybody, but not in OWAS, but it won't let me do Cartridge Club. Weird.
What are you trying to do? Are you trying to tweet it out?
No, I'm trying to send it directly over to, like, I'm on my phone, then you go to, I'm sharing the Excel file, go to share, and then it gives me, you know, share link, share device, share. It doesn't give me a whole lot of options, you know, Gmail, Discord. Let me try Discord again. Content. All right, there we go. There we go. It's going to be in content sharing streams, Cartridge Club.
No,
Okay.
there's a spot lower down called show and tell, maybe.
Yeah, go into miscellaneous and then go down to show and tell.
Isn't there a trade thread?
Not really. That's the
not on
closest
the
one.
Discord.
Oh, you're talking about Discord? Yeah.
Yeah.
No one uses that.
Huh.
I'm just kidding.
I'm actually getting in. I've never really used it, but I like it now, I
Yeah.
guess. But you know, it's not popping up here. It must be something with my settings, maybe. What's the name of the channel? Or the thread? Show and
tell. Yeah.
It's
Oh,
under
there it is.
miscellaneous.
Oh, I have to type it in manually. All right. I'm still learning Discord.
Yeah, show dash and dash tell.
And then we'll put message preview. Excel. All right. Then if you want to post it up.
That doesn't do anything.
That is you put in text.
Yeah.
Let me delete.
Do you have that Excel file on like a drive somewhere, like a Google Drive or something?
It's on my laptop. The edit file's on my laptop. I'll post it up some other time.
Yeah, like if you throw it into like a Google Drive, then you can get a URL for it.
Yeah.
Let's see here. I guess I could do a. It does say I can do save to drive. Welcome to. I've never messed with that, so.
You can just do it another time if you don't want to mess with it now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll get it posted.
By the time you figure it out, you might as well have just read off the list.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess I could do that. I mean, A Boy and His Blob, Adventures in Magic Kingdom, Arkista's Ring, Back to the Future.
Musty, I think he took you literally.
Blaster Master, Castlevania 1, Castlevania 2, Castlevania 3, Caveman Games, Chip and Dale, City Connection, That one's in a box. Some of these are boxed too. Contra, Deadly Towers, Dr. Mario, Dragon Spirit, Dragon Warrior 2, DuckTales, Excite Bike, Fester's Quest, Game Genie, Golf, Gogol 13, Gradius, Guerrilla War, Gyromite, Hogan's Alley, Indiana Jones, Temple of Doom, Iron Tank, The Invasion of Normandy, Karnov, Knight, Legacy of the Wizard, Legendary Wings, Life Force, Mappy, that's a fun game, Mario Bros, Mechanized Attack, Metroid, Millen's Secret Castle, Mystery Quest, Narc, Nightshade, POW, Prisoners of War, Pinball, RC Pro-Am, Raid on Bungling Bay, Renegade, RoboCop, Robo Warrior, Rolling Thunder, Section Z, Solar Jetman, Solomon's Key, Splunker, Star Soldier, Star Voyager, Star Tropics, Stealth ATF, Strider, Super C, Super Mario 3, Super Mario Bros, Super Mario Bros 2, Super Mario Bros / Duck Hunt, Target Renegade, The Adventures of Link, The Adventures of Zelda, The Battle of Olympus, The Bugs Bunny Birthday Blowout, The Guardian Legend, Tiger Heli, Time Lord, Top Gun, Trojan, Werewolf the Last Warrior, Who Framed Roger Rabbit, Wizards and Warriors 2, Iron Sword, Wizards and Warriors 3, Wrecking Crew. So yeah. What was the one where they there was Mario Brothers too, the original. Yeah. See, like the Mario Brother games I kind of like, but I don't know. A lot of these other ones I don't know.
Yeah, they're all in the NES Classic, at least the Mario ones. Wizards and Warriors 3, maybe. I don't know how much I would care about that, but that's the only one that I heard, and I was like, I might go for that. Because I've got the first two. I know it's an odd pick, but...
It's in the box, too, but I don't think it's in the greatest condition, but...
Okay, you can probably get more than you would from me then for that. So I don't care about getting it in the box.
Yeah, there were a few. I can ping you.
Yeah, I'll post it up. I need to do a convert on the file, and I need to set up that Google Drive. I guess I'm surprised I haven't done that.
If you log into your if you're on your PC and just log into Google, the drive is up in there's little boxes where you can get to YouTube and stuff like that. You can get to your drive from there. If you want to go that route.
Yeah. I got to make a new Google. My Googles are all messed up, dude. Like I attach stuff and it's janky. Like I made one for my business and somehow it's linking as my main one now. And it's like, what the hell, you know? And yeah, it's just a pain in the ass. I just need to make a new one for sharing stuff. Master Welch.
Yeah, I'll drop you a DM or something with the ones that
I would even like doing trades.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say I have those loose Sega CD games that you were talking about.
Musty, I've kind of had a second wind on that, man. The loose stuff on the Sega CD. I mean, I don't know. Like, I started doing that, and I already rebought all of them that were loose. So it's like I know that I won't settle for a loose disc on that. Because what is there how many Sega CD games are there, Eric? A couple hundred?
What, Something makes me think it's 118, but I'm just.
I was gonna say I know it's less than 200. I don't want to. I want to say 189. That's just my guess.
Should we let the chat make their guesses?
More or fewer than the Intellivision library, because I can tell you the approximate number of those. I think they're 155-ish, give or take.
So across all regions, 210. But that includes Brazil, Europe, Japan on top of us. 159 for the States.
So
and I know
over the Intellivision.
I know a lot of them are kind of just some are like shovelware that get cheap, and I haven't really dug into those ones. I've been trying to get a little more of the obscure, not going after the Snatcher, in which I know a guy who has a copy here in town. I'm gonna keep working him for his.
So what's your thoughts on maybe getting a high quality reproduction of Snatcher for $40? Where it's got a nice a case that looks like the Sega CD case, the high quality prints, a replica manual. The CD even looks like the CD with the cover.
I don't know, man. I mean, where I know
you did it for that Saturn collection, the shmup collection that you got at PRGE, right?
What I would still probably end up rebuying those if I came across a deal.
Oh well, sure.
Sure. I think that thing was just not just a purchase of like, oh, that's my definitive copy. I was like paying homage to that guy's artistic work. That guy's craftsmanship was excellent.
I asked because I've been contemplating it because I do kind of want to play it, and I like that. Like I would have the manual and everything too, and this way, because I imagine it's not worth the $500 to $700 price tag on it for a Snatcher.
Here's what I think about, man. When I, especially Sega CD, since people are, like giving me shit, I've heard more than once about wanting the authentics, and that's because I think about the fact of like, all right, some dude took the time to write this, all the original art, all that, for it to be on an original run mint, and the discs themselves were actually sitting in a factory getting printed at a Sega Minter, at one time, as opposed to sitting in some bootleg guy's DVD drive, being put together for just pure selfishness too. I mean, you got to think about it like this: a piece of gold, let's say the price of gold's gone up for that little piece of gold, and over time it's worth that much more. I feel it's fair to give these guys the same credit for what they built, You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But then again, that's me being brand loyalty with Sega, dude. Like my mom actually, she worked in cable, and getting that Sega channel was like something I wanted to do, and I finally did it because mom met with those guys. She was a traveler, dude, for cable and Time Warner and stuff. So, to me, that makes me think about my mom too, who's gone, and I can't, go back, and all these Sega stuffs all reminds me of that time because that's what me and mom played, and she was cool with it, Dad wasn't. He didn't like us playing video games, but mom was like, just, come to your defense.
Just tell your dad to go kick rocks.
Yeah, right. Shit. No, Dad was a hard worker though. I mean, he still is. I mean, shit, he's retired now from his job, and he's growing gardens. He grew like a 7-pound sweet potato in Iowa. He was showing pictures of it like it's like that big old sweet potato. He does that and stuff. I understand Dad's work ethic. There, and like I think that goes to the side, like, I fight fires in the summer. I work harder than some people ever work, So I mean, that puts aside of the ethic of like, you know, my dad's hard work he did and all the overtime, you know. So when I go to my grave, I can say, yeah, I worked long shifts too, you know, a few times, a few 24 hours. All right.
I'm just saying.
All historical.
No, I was just gonna say though, like back to the reproduction. I was looking at Etsy for a couple like these, really, because you can burn Sega CD games if you want to try them out and everything too. And I'm just generally interested because I don't want to pay that price for Snatcher, and I kind of want to play it. And if it's pretty damn close, I guess I'd be fine with it. I don't have a really hard connection with Sega CD. It's something I didn't have until a couple of years ago when my buddy gave me his childhood Sega CD because he just doesn't play it anymore. And I just kind of want some of the more, you know, staples for the console, as opposed to, you know, forking over that kind of cash for a game that maybe I won't like, you know. And
just make a copy. I
guess I just like it because, you know, it looks pretty close and it has the book and everything. That's my theory about it. Is, you know, I kind of like having all those little things.
But then again, it is a rare, and I guess like in your shoes, yeah, do it. You know,
yeah.
Me, you know, I'll be the fool and pay that $500 eventually. You know, or more. You know, and it's either going to be that one or it's going to be KO Flying Squadron, what's going to be my next big purchase. You know, I think
I know the same people make, I think, like Police Knots, which is like the follow up for the Saturn, and there's the English translation for it, so they have like a reproduction for that and everything too, and it looks nice. So it's kind of like I would
buy the reproduced English translation.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, I would definitely buy that. That's something different in my opinion because it's been something that Sega would never take the time to build. So yeah, if somebody wants to redo it and then rename it too at the same time, like I'm waiting for that guy to get done with this Shining Force 3 project. And I know that, you know, that guy we seen at PRGE who did that set is, you know, he was talking about that series too, but I want that full English translation. You know, I'm just going to be anal like that, wait for him to say, okay, project's done. I go and check their website every now and then, and I get the latest version of it. So I make sure that I keep up with the translation. So that way, if it gets shut down, I'll have their progress, you know, along the way. Because, I mean, you still run that risk, even though, you know, they do that stuff. But all of a sudden, Sega might pull something out of their ass and be like, oh, I want to revive this series and shut them down. But I mean, if you got that, you'll have one guy's work all the way up to that point, and then if Sega decides to never even bring that to life, you'll still have that, you know. Because I mean, I'll admit, man, like, what was the one I seen? Linkletter or whatever the hell it is, Tale or Linkletter Story. They did I don't even know what it is. I've never played it, but they did a translation of it, and I went to go get the translation, and I went to see if I could still download the ROM. The ROM is gone. You cannot get that ROM anymore off of where I'm looking, and I used to look in a couple places. Like I have, you know, some backups of stuff, and I know that, you know, you could look on for information and stuff there basically, and these places are gone. And I guess their wording is after the Nintendo thing, it shook them down to the everything. So I don't know. But it's called Linkle. Shit, I was in a tweet. You guys don't know what I'm talking about, do you?
Nope.
It was a Saturn game. It was
Lickle is the little Samson name in the Japan.
No, it's like Link. letter story or something. I will have to see if I can look it up here real quick. No, Linkle liver story or something. It was liver. Something liver story. Linkle liver story. There it is. Linkle liver story English. And
what a horrible name for a game.
Yeah, I mean it looks cool. I mean it sounds like it was a pretty cool Japanese game, but to get the actual Japanese disc, it's fairly inexpensive. But I mean, just going to get ROMs like you used to be able to for these Japanese games are just it's no longer accessible. Let me see if I can download it here, because I've tried a few links and they just won't give it to you. Oh, nope, that's the patch. You can get the patch, but you can't get the ROM. It tells you bin queue model, all that, to like you need to make it anyways, with the bin or queue format. And like I built like the Shining Force ones. I've made the hell, you were just talking about it. The Psychonauts. Then there's one other one. Deep Fear. I've done the Deep Fear one too, but the Deep Fear didn't seem like it run real well.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Anyone else considering a purge of certain things in their collection? We can get a good laugh from Eric on this, because that's not going to happen. But
I have a couple games that are nothing major, but I have like 3 or 4 games that I could just go without. I have like, I think I mentioned it to you two, both Musty and Eric, about like those was it Corpse Killers for the Sega CD and Sega CD32X. Like, I have a couple of, like, those 2 games. I don't like them. They got to go some point in time.
Which games?
Corpse Killer, I think it is called, right? That FMV games.
Oh, you don't want those?
No.
I've never tried it.
Are they originals?
Yep.
I don't know. You're making me nervous now.
Look it up. See if it's something you like. I thought Musty might like it because he likes those FMV games.
I like FMV games. I've just never played it, and so like the FMV games I have, I think for the most part are ones that I had played prior. Yeah. Except for Tomcat Alley, but I played that on stream, or I played that on the Hangout that one day.
They're, I guess, like on those, which ones do you got? The Sega Saturn or Sega CD or the 32X? Like for Corpse Killer. I hear somebody's cat.
Yep, she's back.
What are you doing, barn cat?
This one's not the barn cat. The other one's the barn cat, but like I mentioned earlier, she'll be back tomorrow. She had her appointment today.
All tied up now?
She will be.
So a big old diaper on her rear when she comes back?
I don't know. We'll see.
Like cone on her head?
I've never seen a cat in heat before. And that happened this weekend. So I think she's actually a little bit older. Oh, it was funny, but clearly she doesn't understand what's happening. And so.
Did you ever watch like that first season of South Park with Cartman's cat being in heat?
But that's not real.
I know. but it was like a over dramatic,
Dude, I might be
over
interested in
dramatization of it.
that if he's not.
And what now?
That Sega CD game.
Hmm.
Is it 1 or 2 or what?
What,
How many
the
you got?
games?
Yeah.
Well, I have it twice, but for two different Sega consoles.
Which one?
The Sega CD and the Sega CD 32X.
Are they complete
Yeah.
with the stickers and all that? And
I can go get them real quick.
no, I'm serious. I might haggle you, dude, or see what you're looking at.
We had a fairly decent Purge box, but a lot of it's like a lot of common modern stuff.
I don't have any of the Corpse Killer, and I've been looking at them too. But I watch so much stuff, dude, that like it'll slip by me. Like I'll go to my class or something in the evening, and I'll have stuff just slip right by me because I don't shut my phone off. And that last one I was looking at, it was a good deal, but it was even sealed. And I guess the game ain't that great, but the thing I look at there is like not the fact that if the game's great, but like what you're looking at, like somebody took the time to make a movie. I mean, that's fucking badass. I mean, somebody took the time to make a movie, add CG effects, and look at it that way.
Mm-hmm.
Trust me, man. I would love to shoot a new style FMV, and maybe not even so dramatic as like how the people are doing it now, like on the PlayStation 4 FMV style games. I would try to revert it back to the roots of actually downscaling it to give people that feel of, hey man, I'm playing an old Sega CD game, but it actually loads fast. The music's actually in 5.0 surround sound or 5.1 surround, and then give them options like like the whole limited run redoing the digital picture series right now, the different versions, like upscaled version of it in that. But the thing is like it just, first thing, you got to have the money, you got to have actors, you got to have a set, you got to have access to some kind of effects software kit, that somebody knows how to use and efficiently. So I mean, but it would be fun, I mean, I messed around with that shit when I did like Flash, in which I would do a like video and import it into Flash and then play with it that way. And like you could get the effect of Sega CD or like, the eyes glowing green on Night Trap, you could do like Terminator eyes or something. Like I did this one where dude had like an eye like Terminator and stuff and was moving around. And
What we should do though is really should rent out the Purge table, get a table at MGC, and just all sell our stuff at it.
Mm-hmm.
But everyone sell it for me so I can keep shopping around all day.
MGC. Well, let's get the ladies on board and see if they'd be down. Ladies, that's the place to go find respite.
I'll mention a game out of my Purge pile just because of timing. People might be thinking about it and looking for it. I have Resident Evil 3 on PS1.
Resident Evil 3. Complete,
yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, a good copy of it.
Oh, man, what else do I got? I got some more Purge stuff over there, too.
I also have the GameCube versions of 0 and 4 in there.
No, I'm not interested in the GameCube stuff because the PS4 basically covered a more definitive version of that stuff, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, the GameCube stuff is definitely good for what it was at the time, for sure, and probably the best up until the re-releases of everything. And I don't know, man. I think those PS4 re-releases are pretty hard to beat.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
I actually had my buddy get me on Resident Evil 6 again the other night. He's like, dude, you haven't platinum that yet. You need to platinum that. So he works for a armored company down in Mississippi, and we played freaking Resident Evil 5, dude, like on PS3, all the DLC stuff, all that, you know, I think there were just a few trophies away from platining RE5 or RE5 on the PS3, but I ended up platinuming it on the PS4 instead. So, and it was with the same guy playing it, man. And like, I'm telling him now, I'm like, dude, we need to go back and double up those trophies and go back and do RE5 Desperate Escape on the hardest mode again. And like, gosh, dude, we spent like 3-4 hardcore session nights playing that, just trying to beat that on the hardest setting. It might have been like 2 nights, but he was like giving up. I mean, he was like cussing around and like, you know, and I was too. And like, once we got patterns down and figured it out, we're like, we got this. And then the cheap shots, you know, you just feel it and you'd be like, F that, you know, that was a cheap shot, you know. I mean, I don't know, but it was fun though when you got it. I mean, that feeling of like, we just beat this dang thing on the hardest, you know. I mean, we had to give a friend of mine here in town who's got the he's the one that actually introduced me to this guy on Resident Evil 5, originally on PS3's release. Originally, he was playing with him, met him on that game, and my buddy would zip through games fast, so he was done playing. This guy he's dedicated and will play a game over and over and over, you know, especially since the multiplayer part of it. I mean, he was running me through everywhere, like, all right, dude, let's go get the emblems. You know, he'd run me through, you know, he's like, do you remember where that is? You know, do you remember where that is? And like, I'd you know, get it on a different game mode and like, or another character. I don't know. But anyways, the second time I'd run through and do it myself. So he'd like drill it into my mind. And anyways, he'd run you through the whole thing and he knew it like a pro. And like, he's just a lot of fun to play with. And anyways, my buddy, you know, he didn't get that trophy on the PS4 version or on the PS3. And me and him worked that trophy and we had to give him a hard time about that. Cause it's like me and him now game more than him and Carl do. Cause Carl just goes through games so fast. He'll go to another one and doesn't ever go back. And like freaking, we gave him a hard time. We're like, yeah, we got that trophy, dude. And he's like, what? And like, he almost was butthurt after that. We didn't hear from him for like a while. I mean, he got butthurt, man, because we did that hardest thing without him. And like, we're like, what, man? You know, Red Man will do it for you now. Oh, man.
Yeah, the most I've ever heard anyone talk about Resident Evil 5.
Yeah, and
that
love it.
Grind. That game is a grind, dude, to do all that stuff. I mean, you got to really like just kick back and take it and not think you're grinding it and just take it, you know, and learn to be, I guess, the best, you know. And I don't usually do that with games to try to be the best, you know. And like, I don't know. It's just Resident Evil 5, my opinion, was their best mix of action, gameplay, you know, after 4, I think, for you know, because that's when it started getting more high-speed action.
Yeah. And then like 6 was too far.
Yeah. 6 is too far. 5 was just perfect in my opinion. 7 just makes me crap pants. You know, I don't even really want to go back and play it, but I've been thinking about it. Resident Evil 2, I'm pretty excited to play because I haven't played Resident Evil 2 I played it through once with Leon, and I didn't realize back in the day that, oh, you need to play it through with this person or this person because it'll be different, you know, there'll be different things. And I just figured, oh, it's just a different skin, same thing all the way. So as time went on, I've always wanted to go back and give that another run. RE3, I had a lot of fun with that, you know, unlocking the extra characters and stuff from the Umbrella extraction crew, you know, or extermination crew, Carlos and all them. And then the tie-ins with the movies, you know, are like, oh, that's badass. That's freaking, you know, so-and-so, you know, that's Barry, you know, that's, you know, and then going on and playing even Raccoon City, you know, I thought Raccoon City was fun. We got video up of me and Redman and Carl all playing Raccoon City, and like that game was so glitchy. Like I think it was me. I had one. I always like to roll a heavy machine gun and like freaking. I'd roll up on a guy and just like just fucking rap on him, dude, and like freaking he's like this, dude, like swinging like for the longest time, dude, and we're like, dude, look at that, and like we got it on a YouTube video. Yeah, there's so many people like even Redman. He'll be like, Redman will say, he's like, I will not go back and touch that game ever. Hell no. And I'm like, man, we got to do another run on that. I'll talk him into it. RE hype, man. Resident Evil 2
comes out Friday.
Yep.
Got mine pre-ordered.
Nah, that game's like 30 years old.
Huh.
Yeah, have you played it yet, Eric?
Did you guys hear me or was I muted?
No,
I
I heard
heard
you.
you.
Have you played it
You
yet?
did? You heard that? I thought Google
Yep.
had me muted.
Nope.
You're like, the game's like 30 years old.
I know, that was a joke. I wanted to see whose ire I could raise. I've played Resident Evil 2 on PlayStation.
I played through most of it. I stopped at like the last level for no reason whatsoever. I
As
cannot.
someone who didn't have many video games as a kid, I played the hell out of that game. I mean, literally everything back and forth because, like I said, didn't have much.
I can remember like first seeing Resident Evil on the original PlayStation, being played. Me and a buddy went over to a friend's, and this guy, of course, was of age to be drinking, and he had a PlayStation. You didn't know a lot of guys who had one right away. And so we'd drink beer at this guy's house and I hung out guys that were a couple years older than me, and he hung out guys that were a couple older than him. So we had a little chain of, age, I guess. And so, I mean, that guy had the beer. He let us have beer and play as Resident Evil while he was playing cards, smoking a cigar, and like, it was cool.
I really wish they would do a collection of all the original versions of the first three and like Code Veronica and all that, just because they haven't re-released them in any significant way in the last few years.
I thought with Resident Evil 6 there was a bundle that had them all.
Maybe,
but I think that because they're all on the PlayStation Network, it's like a PS3 one.
Yeah,
but they're all like it came with like a code that you could give you all of them free downloaded. It was like a special edition.
Yeah, that's not like a. That's still. I would rather like have a physical one that you can go back and play, just because. Yeah, the PS3 PlayStation Classics is the only way you can play those still, except for Code Veronica. I think that got remade a few times, but still, it would just be better to have those in a re-release of some fashion, because that's the only way you can legally play them right now, and that's not a good thing.
I guess closest to modern, but it was all released on the GameCube. Every 0 through 4.
Yeah, I just mean for like now, like if you wanted to go back and play all of them.
Capcom would love to. As much as Capcom loves to re-release their games, I'm sure they're looking for a way to do it.
Yeah, it's like I don't understand why they're not all just on Steam, for example.
Because they re-released 0, Resident Evil Remake. These are all physical editions on the PS4 at least.
Yeah.
0, 1, 4, 5, and 6, and 7. So they're missing out 2, which comes out Friday. Then 3 and Code Veronica would be the only 2 that are missing.
Yeah, but I mean like the original PS1 style versions, but like released in original form in a bundle. That's what I want to see, just for preservation's sake.
Oh, like a re-release of the PS1 version.
Yeah, like PS1 and Dreamcast and such, and maybe they could like include the Game Boy game just as a funny bonus. The Gaiden, whatever that one was.
I guess at this point, man, like, I don't know. I don't know if it's even like after, honestly, when I played GameCube Resident Evil Remake, I never went back at that point because I was moving along with the consoles at that point. Not looking at it as retro. I was looking at it like this is an improvement. This is amazing. I want to keep playing these awesome looking graphics because now I can actually see the blood coming out of the neck instead of seeing pixel splashes and thinking that was awesome, or, I don't know.
Yeah. No, if you're going to play one version of the original Resident Evil, it's that one, obviously. But I'm just talking for a preservation standpoint, just so there is a version a way you can go back and play them in their original form, if you would want to. Just so they're not lost to time in some way. Because like as soon as the PS3 network goes down, or if they lose the license through that somehow, those are just gone, unless you go back and buy an old console.
Yeah.
Except for the sorry to cut you off, but the PlayStation Classic had the original version of the first one, the non-analog stick one.
Non-director's cut.
Yeah. But that's it. That's the most modern release of that original game in its original form. And it sucks.
I upgraded to the director's cut too. Later on with that game. And I think I played it through once.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I mean, didn't they, with the Resident Evil on GameCube, wasn't that the director's cut?
It was a full-on remake, so yes.
Was it the director's cut they used?
I would assume so.
Like stuff from that? I can't even remember all the big changes on it. I don't even think it was...
They remade it from the ground up.
Like, wasn't it... Didn't they use analog?
Yeah.
Control? Was that on the DualShock?
On the director's cut, yeah. Still tank controls, but you could use the analog.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I don't know. I'm excited for that. I mean, it'll be the right kind of Resident Evil game I've been wanting to play for a while.
I can't personally get my hype up for it right now, but I'm sure I'll get it down the line.
Did you play the PS4 remakes like RE1?
I played a little bit of that. It's just because I had played the director's cut all the way through a few years ago, but it just didn't strike the right mood for me at the moment I was trying to play it. I'm sure down the line at some point I'll replay Resident Evil 1 that way.
Yeah, I'll have to do a. I really should catalog my PS4 and PS3 stuff. I got just a ton, but that's all in the cabinet in the living room, and like there's. Yeah, I mean the PS4 is like. I don't know, dude. I think those are by far the greatest now. Unfortunately, Zero I have not played through. I have not played through Zero at all, to be honest.
I played through the opening of it a few times, but never got much farther. Anyway, yeah, we're kind of going in circles on the Resident Evil thing, and I think everyone else is getting tired.
Oh no, we're not tired.
I'm getting tired too, so.
Oh my gosh.
But we're coming up on 3 hours anyway, so.
Musty's a beast, man. He's not tired.
Yeah.
He's got the cowboy snort going on like, light me a cigarette.
Does anyone else have anything else to add, though?
Wish it was coming out at midnight on Thursday, but I have to wait till Friday.
Yeah. Good luck to anyone pre-ordering off Amazon or anywhere else getting it on the actual release day.
I'll never do that.
Stupid Friday releases.
What game?
Resident Evil 2.
Oh.
Amazon is great for me with pre-orders, except for games that come out on Friday. That's the only time that it sucks. Because it'll arrive like the Monday or Tuesday. But usually that's only a problem with Nintendo stuff, because they have like the really strict sell dates.
I don't ever get my stuff till like a week later. I don't do Prime. Like Onimusha was actually out for a week. And surprisingly, I haven't seen a lot of people playing it either.
It's not got that much hype behind it, unfortunately. I hope it gets enough of an audience to get the other ones remade, and hopefully
If it was a
new one.
remake, it'd be more interesting. But to me, it's just an HD. Find the two version,
PS2 version. It is.
which is fine.
Yeah.
But there's like no added benefits to me, like wanting to buy it.
Yeah. I mean, hey, I'm glad to see the game get a release again. It's been a long time.
Yeah,
I guess-
it's like a testing of the market probably to see
Yeah.
if it sells well.
That's exactly what it is.
That
Which
and
is-
Capcom re-releases everything,
Except
But
for
this was also an early PlayStation 2 game, wasn't it?
yeah.
So I mean, I think that that has to go with too. Is like a lot of
It was also supposed to be a Resident Evil game.
Originally.
Yeah.
And so is Devil May Cry.
Mm-hmm. All right.
I've heard
Okay.
that factoid before, very recently before.
Really? Was there an episode or a podcast you can recommend?
Was that on the RE2 podcast?
I don't know.
I don't
probably.
think it came up as part of the RE2. I think that comment came out last week during the Hangout.
Eh,
Oh.
I don't remember if it did.
I can see that. I probably brought up Onimusha.
Well,
I definitely brought up Onimusha.
I think I probably brought it up about.
Yeah. We discussed it a bit.
Now
All
the
right. Well,
hype is real now.
Yeah, I'm
I'm
ready
done.
to duck out.
You guys go to bed, man. You guys are sleepy.
Yeah.
I gotta
Night,
get up
everyone.
early and get my Beat Saber in.
yeah, I
Yeah.
gotta get up and shovel as we're getting hit by a snowstorm.
You guys are
Shovel Saber.
all the snow we're
Or
supposed
Beat Shovel.
We ain't been getting nothing, man. We got some.
Good for you. Good
Yeah.
for you.
You guys can have it.
I mean,
I hope you get swamped and buried in a pile of shit.
You just shovel, dude.
isolate that.
You go get yourself the Wisconsin freaking Whopper too. That it's got 8 slices on it.
That sounds good to me. All
We
right, I'm
haven't
done
had
for
a
the
good
night.
isolatable quote in a while, but that was good.
Bye, everyone.
All right.
Bye-bye.
I'll shut it down. See everyone next week.